Have you ever felt that life's obstacles are just too much to bear? What if I told you the key to overcoming those challenges might be found in your kitchen? Today, we're exploring how healing foods and herbal remedies can transform not just only your health, but your entire outlook on life. This is the Q&A that I'm excited about. Overcoming obstacles. We're going to encourage you today. Let's dive in and discover hope within what we have and know. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a great and important topic close to my heart: overcoming obstacles. Life can be incredibly challenging, and I believe that sharing our experiences can help us find hope and encourage one another. Before we jump into our questions, I just want to take a quick moment to address a heartfelt request from someone in our community who reached out and asked for prayers for her daughter who lost custody of her children. And I just want to remind her and everyone else that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. We may not always see the whole picture, but God does. Let's keep this family in our thoughts and prayers, trusting that these children will be cared for and protected. And since this video is focused on overcoming obstacles and hope, I will briefly share a little bit of my past experience. I grew up in a home with a mom who had her first child, who was married at 16, had her first child at 17, and me at 20, and was divorced by 21. Being a child herself, she really didn't know how to care for herself, let alone two children. So I virtually raised myself on my own. I was married and had my first child at 19. And we were also super young, trying to navigate our way, as well as we had both grown up in very unhealthy families. We did our best, but once I became very ill, we just did not have the tools to not only deal with a bad marriage, but also such a traumatic event. So when we did divorce, it was not pretty and nice at the time. It was a battle with the kids, and it was pretty ugly for a few years. But here's where the hope comes in. Let's fast forward to today and even the last decade and more. My ex and I learned to be friends. We have a common goal that our kids and grandkids are the most important thing for both of us. Beyond that, nothing really matters. He has his life, I have my life, and our common goal are the kids. And that lets us have a good relationship. We can go to family functions, we can communicate, and be on friendly terms. So there is hope. Even though things might not look good now, they might seem hopeless, God is bigger than your circumstance. So now let's jump into the questions. Question number 1. What are some common emotional or physical obstacles that can be addressed through dietary changes? That's a great question. Many people are faced with emotional challenges like stress, anxiety, even depression, especially today. Mental health is such a huge topic today, and I believe lifestyle is a big factor in helping these, and it does start with our diet. That is huge. We don't want to forsake the way that we live. We need to make sure we get enough outside time, exercise, vitamin D, socialization. Now that we have all of the internet, we can tend to seclude ourselves. So we want to make sure that we are making those connections. That's super important. But back to the focus. As far as diet goes, we can often alleviate many of the symptoms through a balanced diet. As it says in the scriptures in Proverbs 17:22, a cheerful heart is good medicine. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, for example, really do support brain health. So we want to make sure that we are giving our body what it needs so it can heal itself the way God has designed it to. Great question. Okay, so next question. Can you share a personal story about a challenge you faced and how food or herbal remedies helped you overcome it? Absolutely. If you've seen my channel, I've got lots of stories. Since I've already shared so much about my past hospital stays, dealing with postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, migraines. You see many of those in a lot of my other videos. You can find a lot of those in Let Thy Food Be Thy Medicine, in the autoimmune protocol diet series. Those I do touch a lot into those. So here, let me kind of focus more on some mental health, just kind of keeping in line with the last question. So there was a time where I did struggle a lot with anxiety, definitely some depression, having to be in bed, pretty much bedbound for almost 10 years. It was very depressing. Plus the medications they had me on caused severe depression. So not only by, getting off those medications, changing my lifestyle, but also incorporating calming herbs like chamomile, passion flower, valerian root. I do believe in using things in nature, adding those into my routine. Those made significant differences as well. I changed my diet into the autoimmune protocol diet to detox, get myself in order. But adding these herbs in are definitely helpful as far as like mood boosting foods and herb. They were very helpful. It was definitely a journey, but small changes over time have made a big difference. Also want to remind you that in Philippians 4:6-7, the scriptures remind us that do not be anxious for anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. And I know, because of the way that I've grown up, I grew up in that faith movement, and I'm not telling you to deny your feelings. We need to accept what's going on with ourselves. And like I said, God has many ways, many paths to our healing. So we don't need to just say, okay, this is what the Bible says, and I'm going to ignore my body and what it says. No, we need to take the scriptures very literal in what they say and use them as encouragement, but also know that God has given us these things to help. He's given us the foods to eat, the herbs, but God has given us many resources and the food that He's created. So I know for my healing, I really needed to just stop and listen to what my body needs and how God wanted to heal me. Great question. Here's another one. How can someone start incorporating healthy foods into their daily routine, especially if it's a very new concept? Yeah, that's a really, really good question, especially because it can be very overwhelming and taking out, everywhere we go, there's restaurants, fast food, in the stores, everything is set up to be fast, easy, and processed, right? So I would definitely encourage you to start small. Try adding, one new healthy food at a time, something new each week. Take out processed food, like even make a homemade meal once a week and then gradually go from there. Add leafy greens or berries, drink more water. Just start small, and you can really experiment with these recipes, with these ingredients. I have a whole playlist on easy prepping, so you can check that out as well. Sometimes people can just go guns blazing, and that's awesome, but it is best to start small because we want to make these long-term changes. We don't just want it fizzle out. That was the biggest thing, is that it wasn't an overnight process for me, but it's life-changing. and it's long lasting. For me, I'm in it for the long haul. I mean, I never want to go back to feeling that way again. So there is one quote that I love by John Wanamaker. It's, "One may walk over the highest mountain one step at a time." So that's basically stating, you know what, you can achieve the greatest goal. You got to just start. Just do it one step at a time. So yeah, great question. Here's another good one. What are some practical tips for someone struggling with motivation to eat healthier or explore herbalism? So it definitely can be tough to stay motivated. I understand that 100%. One thing that's helped me is to really realize how I feel. I've gotten, like, over the years, I definitely can notice, like, if I eat bad, if I eat like a lot of sugar, I'll have headaches. So you can start by keeping a journal of how you feel after you eat certain things. That really helps. Like, do you feel sluggish, when you go out to eat, or when you eat a bunch of cake and cookies and things like that? How do you feel after that? Even the next day. Just remember the benefits of eating healthy and celebrate the small victory. There are days when I don't eat the greatest, but just get back on that bandwagon and celebrate, like, hey, I ate great today and I feel better. Tomorrow's another day. Just, keep on keeping on, and don't hesitate to reach out to others, to other friends or the community. Comment to each other here, encourage one another. You can reach out to me if you want to, so we can just motivate each other. That's always a great inspiration. Okay, let's move on to the next question. How do you approach healing from setbacks or failures in your life? And what role does nutrition play in the process? Well, wow, these questions are all good ones. Healing setbacks definitely come as, I definitely get flares. I have an ongoing autoimmune illness, so it definitely, especially when the weather changes. When the seasons change, that is huge for me. I do find that maintaining a nutritious diet, doing things that boost my immune system really makes a difference. Like, I just made that oregano oil, and having my garlic infused honey, and just having those things readily available. I started getting a little bit of a sore throat the other day, and I used that oregano oil. Within 24 hours it was gone, and I felt so much better. So just being prepared for that, and knowing that those setbacks come, and when I have the things available, it does make a difference. And when I do nourish my body is better equipped to handle even physical and emotional situations too. And my immune system is more prepared and ready. I also need to remember it's super important to listen to what my body needs. So if I'm feeling super fatigued and tired, or if my body's telling me I need to rest, I need to rest. I know when I was really in a flare and I actually had to see the headache specialist, they gave me vitamin B12 infusion. And I had all those carrots to can, and I need to can them, and I had things to do, and I just had so much to do. And she looked at me and said, "Trina, the carrots can wait. Just let." And it's true. I like, in my head I thought, but they're a root vegetable. They waited till the next week, and it was fine. So you have to listen to your body. And if you need to rest, because being out for one day is a lot better than overdoing it and then having my body go into like total massive flare and then having to be out for 5 days. So those are things that I've really learned. And then when I eat right, my body is just stronger and I feel better. So yeah, great question. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are awesome. I hope they're encouraging you in how to overcome things. Oh gosh, post in the comment below too, because I want to hear how you guys overcome things. What's going on in your lives? That's awesome. This is great. Here's another question. I think we're getting to the end here. What are some misconceptions about healing and with food and herbs that you'd like to address? So probably one of the biggest misconception with healing the body with food and with herbalism is that it's a quick fix, because it's not. You have to be consistent, and in reality it's a really long-term commitment to your well-being. It takes time to see the benefits. As the saying goes, good things come to those who wait. And additionally, some people people believe that herbal medicine is only for the sick, but I'm a big believer in using them for preventative, like that oregano oil. I've been taking a couple drops every day because I want to prevent sinusitis and overall wellness. Remember in 1 Corinthians 6:10 through 20 reminds us that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. Therefore, honor God with your body. So he has given us the herbs to use, and we can use food as medicine. So yeah, great questions, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me as we explored the powerful connection between food and herbs and overcoming life's obstacles. Remember, every small step you take, whether it be with nutrition, in life, encouraging one another, and a positive mindset, can lead to significant life changes. As you embark on this journey, keep in mind the word of Proverbs 3:5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with somebody who might need some encouragement. Don't forget to subscribe for more content on healing and wellness. Let's continue to support each other on this journey. Take care, remember you're loved, and be blessed. Bye!